Welcome to Spiritual Rebirth Tarot Earth Signs. It's so nice to have you here for this week. I'm so glad I was able to get back to my home and to doing videos. And I know these videos for this week, the November 30th, are a little late because they're coming out on the 30th, but I appreciate your patience and understanding in this time. And hopefully things will go more smoothly from here. So during the next 3 weeks, my focus will be on the great conjunction, the grand conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn that's happening December 21st in Aquarius. And that ushers in the age of Aquarius. It ushers in, for some, the new earth, and raising the earth to a new vibration, a new understanding of the things that are going on and what's happening. And this evening we'll be doing the live reading on my Facebook for the full moon and the eclipse. So if you missed that live, feel free to go back, Earth Signs, and watch it. Might be on my Facebook, definitely on my Facebook, and then maybe also on YouTube if I'm able to transfer it over like that. Sometimes the transfers are easier than others. So anyway, I'm definitely looking forward to the energies on the day of the 21st of December. And so for this week, we'll be asking, Earth Signs, what are the energies that you need to be experiencing, but also, getting ready for and preparing for this time. So this time is not a time for us to be worrying about, finding that perfect, soulmate, or, there's just so many things that we can distract ourselves with. But at this time, it's meditation, prayer, detoxification, and all the things that help get us ready for this special event. So I also have some stuff posted on my Facebook related to this. Not so much on Instagram, but I do have an Instagram account that I'll put a few things on if you don't have Facebook. Okay, so thank you so much for coming to the reading today. I'm going to start by asking who will be your guide during this week, Earth Signs. So let's ask the Divine for guidance and for protection around us during this reading. Okay. So I like to put some Reiki energy into the deck. Helps guide me to the right card. Okay, so Earth Signs is Heart Guardian. Love and let yourself be loved. It's kind of interesting. One of the cards that I was reading yesterday on the Shaman deck was called Be Loved, and it has the heart, the red heart, and this says that beautiful angel of love, the guardian of love, and she kind of has an old-fashioned heart. You might look at it and say, is she wearing her heart outside of herself? She's so full of love, that kind of is who she is and what she is to the world. And she also reminds me of Mary in some ways, and many people are looking to this time period as the return of Mary, of Magdalene, the Mary energies into our lives. So love and let yourself be loved. When I look behind her and I see the pattern, it makes me think for some reason it makes me think of like a confessional. And, you know, I think there's so many ways that in every religion, there are things that just really help us to understand ourselves better and to be a better person. And then there are other ways that we can just really use to condemn and judge other people. And, you know, to me, the concept, because I wasn't raised in the Catholic Church, but the concept of confession, I like that concept in the sense that you're spending time inward and really having to express what things about yourself, you know, maybe you would like to change or that you would like to look at differently. I don't appreciate the idea of just being stuck in a box that you're a sinner, or, you know, stuck in a box that you have to confess to the priest. But this concept, you know, is really taking time to look inward and to see ourselves with light shining on ourselves and a clearer vision. I think it can be something that we can take away from that element, and to really guard your heart and to understand your heart, to understand what's inside of you and your love inside of you. You really need to be able to express yourself and let yourself out. And in Reiki, we have a symbol, Sheiki, that has to do with opening the heart chakra, healing the heart, and also protecting you. And so it has the element of protection. You can use it around your home for protection, but you also use it for healing the heart. And so I think it's such a beautiful combination, because the heart guardian, you know, she says, I'm here. You can open your heart because I am protecting it. I'm here to protect your heart. So earth signs, during this time, there'll be ways that you learn during this week and this month to open your hearts more to the things that you need to open your hearts to. But in that opening, know that the heart guardian is there to protect and guard your heart at this time. Okay, so let me pause for a second here. All right, I'd like to take a look at the booklet and see if there's anything else we need to think about with the heart guardian. Okay, so the message of the heart guardian is welcome with open arms, opportunities to give and receive love. And so she's especially about love and opening the heart chakra to those around you. And the give and receive reminds me of the Six of Pentacles, you know, giving and receiving in your life love. And so she's saying, find opportunities to give and receive, especially love, and that she'll guard you in those endeavors. The heart guardian is an angelic energy that can help you call for protection and guidance with all issues surrounding the heart. So this is essentially the angel who helps you with all relationships, whether they be with yourself. I think this is, like I was saying at the beginning, this is the time to really be focusing on that relationship with ourselves. I know I was wanting to try to figure out a little bit more, like, how do you have self-love? And I know, like, mirror work helps you look at every time you see yourself in the mirror, you say, hey, gorgeous, you know, hey, beautiful, and start to really appreciate yourself that way. But I'm thinking, you know, for some people where words aren't as important as maybe actions or opportunities, I was like, you know, maybe you take yourself on a date. I mean, how do you really learn to love yourself? So I think that's where I'm at right now. And I think this angel, heart guardian, wants to come to you, earth signs, and help you at this time. For some reason, all of a sudden I was drawn as well to the background being brown and kind of that earth energy, that dark, grounding earth energy. Family and even a romantic connection. She can enable you to move beyond any limiting fears about trust, discern whom to trust, and understand how you can move forward in a balanced relationship with that person. In this card, she is adorned with a sacred heart and draped in a red cloak to show her capacity to love and lead the way. And so she will also help us and lead us to love those who are maybe unlovable, that we have difficulty loving ourselves. And for us, some of us, ourselves, we feel as a little unlovable. And for others, we may be feeling, there's somebody in our life that's really hard for us to love. And one thing with Abraham Hicks I was listening to last night, and they were saying that if you come across somebody who's really hard for you to love, think of it as it's your reaction to them that's creating your emotions rather than what they're doing or their reactions to you. And if you can look back and find things about them that you do like, maybe that they were born into this world. I mean, if you have to go back that far, find something about the person that you do like and build off of that. And it was kind of an interesting concept, but it was like, think of that person in the light of who you want them to be. And so, if they don't have a good quality, think of them as though they do, and it will help them to feel more comfortable around you, more love around you, and maybe even express some of that in your presence. So it was a very hard message to hear in some ways, but good at the same time. Okay, so the next thing I want to look at is the tarot earth signs. So earth signs, what message is coming out to you right now for this week, and also for in preparation for December 21st. Okay, so if you're enjoying this video and you feel that you are being drawn to things here, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, thumbs up, and share with your friends. That would really help. It's wonderful to see the channel growing and to see, every day there's that new subscription, and little by little, more and more we can share this with others, and you can be a part of that. You can help to share the channel, subscribe to the channel, and be a part of that journey. Okay, so let's put some Reiki energy into the deck. So the first card that's coming up for a message is the Empress. Well, she has such a nice grounding energy. She's Venus, so she's a lot of love, as we're, the same theme. The love and the gratitude, and I think a lot about growing with her, growing and expanding and becoming new. And also the beautiful yellow sky reminds me, I bought yellow flowers for this week to help me with my solar plexus, to increase my self-confidence. And so she comes to you and says, as you love yourself more, you'll have more confidence in the things you do, because you'll be grateful for who you are. You'll appreciate who you are and who you are helping to be in the world. And she comes to us also with that gift love and the growth of love. You see the trees behind her are really grown and developed. And so she has spent a lot of time, the Empress has spent a lot of time growing for you. So she, Earth signs, she'll come to you this week and help you with your growth and with your grounding. I think this card is also pointing to spending some time outside. I know that was a message that I got a lot last night was, you know, try to find some time to spend outside and under the energies, especially of this full moon and the eclipse, and spend some time under the energies of the full moon. Feel the fullness of it, and that, you know, it's time to start shedding some things as we move back toward the new moon. Okay, so what other messages are coming out for the earth signs during this time? What messages? Okay, the Knight of Wands. And so as you are growing in love, you will have more confidence, just like this knight. Going into, you know, he's riding a horse. His horse is excited. He's up in the air. He's excited. They're going in a great direction. And, you know, even though he is ready for battle, he's very confident in that. He's very excited about that, and he's moving forward. And I'm being drawn to the imagery of the mountains, which are kind of more like pyramids. And some mountains are more kind of pointy, and others are a little bit more rounded. I know recently I was able to visit Mount St. Helens during my vacation, and the grandeur and the wonder of the mountains is just beautiful. And as you're sitting there in, you know, the beautiful imagery of it, it is no longer this beautiful cone that once was. You know, the top has come off. It was destroyed in a volcano in the 80s, and the mountain is very flat. And I have actually a picture of the mountain with my extended videos for these readings in Vimeo. So if you go over to Vimeo to the extended, you'll see one of the pictures that I took while I was up at the mountain. And you can see the little dome that has been forming and growing since then for, is it 40 years now? Wow, am I that old? I was just a little girl when it exploded, and I got to watch the puff cloud from my backyard. So there are many ways that mountain energy is coming out in this. So you might be called to go visit the mountains this week, or signs, you know, again, having that energy of grounding. And you think about in Egypt, the pharaohs, you know, being, you know, going in these big, huge pyramids, but also they're actually way under the ground. So they're being grounded and supported by the energies of the earth. And they're really looking to the earth, Mother Earth, which also here is represented by the Empress and Mother Earth. So I really feel that as you are learning to love yourself this week, you'll be able to move into more of your creative abilities, move more swiftly and excitedly into some of those things. So as you move into creativity, let's see what other messages there are for you, earth signs, for this week. Okay, Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups comes to you and she says, you know, I'm one of the queens. So the Empress is kind of all the queens. She is more of an emphasis on you know, how, your emotions, how things are feeling. Definitely love. So the theme is love. So you may want to spend some extra time this week really delving into the heart chakra, into love, and the understanding that unfolds from that. So the Queen of Cups comes to us. She's kind of sitting on an island surrounded by water. And she's wanting to offer to you this cup of feeling and emotion and understanding. But the water is kind of in the way. And so all of the other emotions that you have, you know, your fears and anxieties, your nervousness, your emotions, maybe anger, frustration, all of those things welling up are kind of blocking you and keeping you from walking into this beautiful energy of love that she's wanting to offer to you. And I think for some of you this week, there'll also be, you know, a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio that's really important in your life, or you could have that strongly in your sign and it will help in some ways. But I think that she's sitting here and she's a little frustrated that she can't give you everything that she wants to give. But, you know, sometimes we have to remember that if we give other people too much stuff, that we're kind of taking away from their ability to grow and become the person that they're supposed to be. And so as you grow and develop and become the person that you're supposed to be, and you need to let others grow and develop, become the person that they're supposed to be. And then that is true love, true unconditional love. And the other thing that I'm drawn to in this card is that behind her there's a big cliff. And so it could be that his cliff is also, you know, a block of energy that you need to be looking at. Okay, so what other messages are coming out for the earth signs for this week and for this time in preparation for December 21st? Knight of Swords. So we have two knights. So we have a lot of energy this week. A lot of love and a lot of energy. He also has that red of grounding. The red rock behind him. Really, you know, bringing forward that concept of grounding himself. And so even in his rush and his push to this direction and moving forward, he still is taking the time and the energy to really ground himself at this time. So earth signs, I really feel this is something you probably a lot of you are very good at, is this week is really a time to go inward, find that self-love and ground yourself. You know, as we think about the color red and the base chakra and the family and the home and all the energies that come out with the grounding and the base chakra, you know, be your own family, be your own person, be your own light in this darkness. And you will find that as you are growing and changing in this beautiful energy, that the others around you will be drawn to you in a new way and drawn to a new level. So let's take a look at the some tarot for clarification. So we put a Reiki energy in the deck to ask for direction. Okay, so the the 7 of Wands, so the three to the 7, and then the Knight of Wands is with the 7 of Swords. So we have 2 7s so far, and then the 6 of Pentacles. So there's a real balance. There's a real balancing here of the energies. And then the Hermit. We're talking about the Hermit energy. So underneath we have the 8 of Swords, the Death, the Hangman, Wheel of Fortune, and the 4 of Wands. The Fool. I don't usually pull so many out from underneath. I feel now that this part of the reading is coming out, I feel like for some of you at least, there's going to be this underlying message this week. So as you are, seeking love, seeking the guardian of the heart for her direction into leadership in love, as you're doing that, some things are going to be unearthed, and it'll have to do with kind of a feeling of despondency or despair, not knowing where to turn or where to go, be kind of tied up, and that you'll be freed from that. You'll be walking away from that energy, the dying to what is and the rebirth to what will be. And to me, the Fool also has that energy. This is the Sagittarius time period. In fact, 2 Sagittarius cards came out, both the Wheel and the Fool. And so, after these, during this week and maybe in the next couple of weeks, preparing for the 21st, after this, you have been awakened to the ways that you were kind of feeling despondent or discouraged, and you're coming to a change in that, a death to that, in a new direction. As you're doing that, there'll be a little time of seeing things from a new perspective and letting go. So the Hangman, I was reading about the Hangman actually this week, and there's an element of sacrifice, letting go, seeing things from a new perspective. Also, in the olden days, when you had a traitor, you would hang them by one foot like this, upside down. And so he's in the style of a traitor, and yet he has chosen to be here. So the look on his face is very serene. He's hanging here in a lot of new revelations. His crown chakra is kind of like throbbing and thrumming. It's becoming a beacon of light for people. And so in this process, it's like he's almost chosen to be a traitor. And when I pulled this card this weekend, I was like, how does this relate to me? I was realizing, letting go, holding on to the new, but also, in this energy, it's like choosing to be the traitor when you need to be. And we were talking about old religions and different religions, and things that we can learn from them. And at the same time, when it's time to pass on and to find something new in our lives, we might look like a traitor. So we may have chosen to be a traitor. So in order for you to get out of this energy of being tied up and not knowing where you're going, you're going to have to let go, die to the old ways, die to yourself, die to the old ways, see things from a new perspective. And as you see things from a new perspective, you might even look to others like a traitor, but you have chosen that direction in your life. And then as a result, the next card that came in was the Wheel of Fortune. And so, it's kind of interesting because Death, Hangman, and Wheel of Fortune, you're all pushing toward divine timing of changing, letting go, new directions, and also a little bit of luck coming in with the wheel. That there's this, I'm being drawn to the wheel and a halo are both the same circular structure that he's coming out. And then we see the energies of, this happy, beautiful, happy, the happiest card on the deck, the beautiful, happy energies, and taking a leap into that energy. Saying, okay, I've just done. I've died to the old way. I've put myself out there to the world as the person who I really am. A new perspective, letting go. I may be a traitor to some, but remember that how we feel about ourselves is really where it all comes down to. And so we find that as we're moving and growing, we're going from this constricted, can't see and can't feel, to this beautiful, happy energy of jumping into that happy place. Okay, so I really feel that those are the kinds of things that are going to come out for you underneath this week as you really address that energy of the moon and feel that energy. And Miracle will say go outside and during the night and allow the energy of the moon to ground you at this time. And as you do that, you'll begin to see the ways that you need to be set free from the Eight of Swords. We also have the Seven of Swords. So we have the 7, 7, 6, and 9. So we definitely have the master number 77. So you can take a look at that and see if it has any meaning for your signs. So the Empress is being she is there's the Seven of Wands with her. So by having this love, it will help you to have the bravery that you need in your life. Also, finding that bravery will help you to find this love. So working together for growth and benefit of you and of your self-love is really going to be all about this energy of bravery. And, bravery is even in the face of fear and being afraid of things. You step out into who you're supposed to be. So the Knight of Wands is explained by the Seven of Swords. And so victory, it's like both the Seven of Wands and the Seven of Swords are talking about victory, but it hasn't quite happened, or you haven't really felt the effects of it yet. It's not that victory card, or it's not the Four of Wands card. But breaking, having the courage to break free, to be your own self, to have that self-confidence in your life is going to help you to have this 7/7 energy. And it's interesting that the Queen of Cups, and I felt like she was feeling stifled and unable to give in the way that she should. And the Six of Pentacles came up, the giving card. And so, finding the energy of the Six of Pentacles, the balancing. You can see the scales, the balancing, the justice, and the moving forward will help you to get that unblocked. And so sometimes giving is, even when we have nothing, find something that we can give. And as we give, we will find that things will be opened up, the flow, the channel, the flow. It's kind of like breaking the dam and letting things flow again. And it's interesting that the Knight of Swords is with the Hermit, because the Hermit is so still and the Knight has such movement. And yet, as we move, to really move forward in our lives and our hearts, that time of meditation, inspiration, looking to our guides and mentors for help is really an important way for us to be moving forward. Well, I hope that this reading was really helpful for you today in some ways, Earth sign. And remember the guardian, the heart guardian, she comes to you to lead you in all aspects of love. So we're going to continue the story in the extended today. And the extended so far this week have just been fabulous. And I've been using this new Oracle deck, Lenormand is the name of the deck. You can see the cards of this really beautiful. Underneath is the heart, the love. It's all about love. So I've been using this deck, and tells a beautiful story in the extended. So the link is below. Come on over to Vimeo. Watch the extended video, and if this is resonating with you, and to find any continued message for you. So thank you, Earth signs. I'll see you next week. I'll also see you for a lot of events related to December 21st, and preparing for that, really detoxing, meditating, and right now just really focusing in our hearts on ourselves and our own growth here as a people, so that we'll be ready as a people for this next stage. Okay, so I'll see you at the extended. The link is below.